Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha Keating from wisdomseekers.net, and this is the weekly for air for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, July 28th to the 3rd of August, 2019. Shall we just get into there and find out what's going on? So the first card I pulled was flow. Go with the flow. Allow things to happen, not to you, but with you. I know that sounds a little strange because you want things to, you don't want to change things that are meant to be, but you don't want to accept things that are not meant to be. And how do you tell the difference? Sometimes it's extremely difficult. That's when you need to listen to your heart chakra, power within. And sometimes it's really hard to hear that because you're emotionally involved. But we still need to learn to go with the flow, even if it is not what you want to hear, or even if what other people are telling you, is wrong, but they have power. It's all right. Go with the flow. So the first card I pulled from the spiral deck is the Princess of Swords. And so, air, I'm going to gather that this is going to be one of those weeks. And one of those weeks is the Princess of Swords is a change card, and it's a deep card of change. It's deep in the subconscious. The inner child is wanting you to let go and release something that has been ready to bob up for a few weeks, months, years. Let's see how easy it will be. And what covers us is the Two of Cups. So that's telling me, air, that the people who listen to this have gained inner balance majority of time. You can't keep it all the time. We're alive, we're breathing, we're on earth. It's just the way it is. But there are going to be times when when you have got everything in balance, and this is the yin and the yang, the balance. So it's balance. So that's good. So because balance is one of the major ways that we learn how to deal with certain situations. And what's behind us, what's created the situation is it's Six of Pentacles. And we've created the situation. How? By growing, by getting ready for this. And it's another dang lesson kind of week. And I would really love it to be otherwise, but the cards sort of suggest it's a dang lesson sort of week. Things have come together. You've done a lot of growth. You've got a lot of spirituality behind you. You have this lesson under control. So what's come up? Well, the lesson. That's just what's strictly behind us. And the Three of Swords, that's as a general rule, that's a business card, that things are not going well in business. But let's put it this way. Something happened, something arose for you or us to deal with in the situation that is our life. Can we handle it? Yes, of course we can handle it. We've done the work. We've got the balance. The inner child has decided it's time. The inner child doesn't pull things up until it is time. So what is going to happen immediately in front of us dealing with this lesson? Well, the people who watch this are going to go, okay, I get it. It's a lesson. I know how to deal with that, and I'm going to choose to deal with it. So we get Three of Cups. What's Three of Cups? Celebration. Because we're going to sail right on through. We're going to make it work. Because we know how this whole thing works. We know, there's a song and I can't sing it, but we know when to fold them up, and we know when to walk away, and we know when to play the game. So we know what we're supposed to do. So the next card that's in front of that, and it's a week. This is just for a week, remember. So we get to sail through the crisis, the emergency. And what do we get? We get the Hermit. And the Hermit is the way shower. So not only do we get to go through a lesson, but we get to show other people how it's done. And we do a really good job of it. Otherwise, we wouldn't get a major arcana, and it wouldn't be the Hermit. And again, I'm going to go back to why? Because we're really good at what we do. The Eight of Pentacles is a master craftsman working at his craft. We are master craftsmen. We've worked hard to gain our role. And like I say, if you're watching me, you're not a newbie. Or if you're a newbie, you're learning really quickly. And you've done a lot of work. So yeah, we've got that behind us. We've got things, pulled things together. We've got things working. And we're going to let that lesson where we feel like we were treated poorly, like the world was coming to an end, we're going to let it go. Why? Because we're going to allow that which is our guides to come in and help us change or shift the energy so it works in our benefit. And does that mean it's always going to turn out the way we want? Doesn't necessarily mean that, but it does mean we will grow and change and be more. And one of the things that happens when we grow and change is we become more intuitive, more aware. But this also means if you want the lesson to be a good lesson, and they're all good lessons, but if you want the lesson to work out for you in the most beneficial way, pay attention to your intuitions. And more importantly than anything else, feel the love, regardless of who or what or when has impacted on you. All right? The more you love, the easier it is. First person to love, of course, is you. And then you spread it out in concentric rings to people who are on the outside. People who do not care for you. And that's fine. They don't have to care for you. They're still part of you. So this is a week of going with the flow. Follow your heart, which is going with the flow. When you don't follow your heart, you go with the ego and the mind. That is when you go against the flow. And what does that take us to? Well, it takes us to, where did she go? It takes us to the Hermit again. Take the lead. We are the leaders in this energy of shifting and changing. And yes, there are many leaders, but there are many, many people who are beginning to wake up and beginning to grow and beginning to know. And it might simply be you're in a coffee shop, grabbing a cup of coffee, and you smile at somebody, but that still makes you an energy bearer, somebody to follow. All right, so my prognosis for this week, well, duck and roll if you have to, but follow your heart. It's going to be an interesting week, and I do believe every single one of us has got support and the ability to deal with it because we have done the work already. So yes, go for it. And with that, if there's anybody...
There's one question from Elliot Garcia that I kind of feel like you might have already answered it. He asks, should I learn to be a shaman and how can I change my crystals? Well, maybe you didn't answer the crystal bit, but did you answer that before?
I don't recognize it, but I don't know is that change or charge?
Oh, charge.
Okay, charging your crystals, there's lots of ways to do it. You can get, what is it? Kyanite, I think it is. And what's that white stone? that
Selenite.
selenite. You put your stones around the selenite. That will clean all of them.
Carry them in your pocket.
That's people who've already got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But if you already carry a lot of energy, then carry them, wear them. That will charge your energy. Your energy will charge it. The moon can charge it. It depends what you're charging it for. So, for instance, when I'm working with energy and I'm doing it for a specific person, I will charge it to the energy for that person. For instance, if somebody wants to have more confidence, I'll charge it with confidence attuned to that person. And how do I do it? Well, I do my own unique energy work, and I do everything from the quantum level, and I do it. If I believe it, it's done. So and that's as fast as it is. You believe it, it's cleared. You believe it, it's done. You don't. Other systems use a lot longer ways of doing things, which is perfectly cool because that's how you do it. That's how you believe it. I just happen to believe that if I think it and I can see it, then I know it's done. And I've had a lot of people come back to me and tell me that they can feel the difference, that they know something's happened. They can feel, well, some people simply feel a cool air. Other people find that they can grow and change and do more for themselves. And yes, Bronwyn, you're right. Yippee.
Not only did she say yippee, she said yippee dance.
Yeah, but yeah. And as for being a shaman, Elliot Garcia, let's see. Have you got is that your role? If you can find, and it's very difficult to find a true teacher in the shaman traditions. I know you can go and there's some guys will go around and they'll teach it. And you will learn a lot of good information from that. But I believe in the shaman tradition, the teacher and the student spend a great deal of time together in a general rule. If you're haven't found that person yet, then go out and, read lots. Because the old axiom, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I do personally on my website have a teacher who is par excellence. Her students adore her. She's tough as beans. She was trained in Bayou, so yes, she's close. She's pretty close to being shaman, as you're going to get on the internet. I don't know where you live. I do know that in Mexico and South America there are legitimate shaman, but I don't know where. I'm not privy to that. You do have that ability. I do believe once you have done the base work, your teacher will appear for you. Okay? And that's it. I guess I got on late enough, so nobody's
watching.
Nobody's watching.
No, yeah, I mean, we've got 6 viewers.
That's pretty good. I'm okay with that.
But it's also been a long day, so.
It has been a very long day for, I think, everybody.
Yeah.
So I will, with that, say namaste, namaskar. Unless somebody comes on next second. All right.
Good. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Rewind. Be kind, rewind.